Alright guys, so this is gonna be my game making progress, and hopefully I'm not gonna make this hours long. I'm gonna pause before I'm gonna stop talking. I just went through this guy's tutorial right here, Unity tutorial for complete beginners. What he did, it's Flappy Bird, essentially. We can press the space to to make him go up. If he crosses one of the pipes, the score goes up, and then if he touches one of the spikes, not spikes but pipes, it says game over, and when you press this button the game resets. Very nice little game, but what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to add to it, and in the end of the video he does say like stuff to add, and so I'm gonna reference that for me to figure out on my own how to do it. So yeah, so the first thing I wanted to do was, so you can see like when you hit the pipe, the bird dies, but then when you fall through the screen, the bird does not die. And I think that's a pretty simple solution. So what I'm gonna do, there's gonna be like a barrier out here along the screen. When the bird crosses this, it's gonna die. That's it. So what I did for the pipes is I have this thing here in the middle. It's a box collider 2D. What it does is it's basically just like a collider, and I pressed is trigger to make it so that the bird can go through. And I could do the same thing except having it be like a normal collider, so like the bird won't be able to, like, I'll show you guys. If I went to help my mom move a couch, and I got a snack, and I forgot where I left off. So I'm gonna pretend like you guys heard everything I was gonna say. So yeah, I'm gonna need to make another box collider 2D. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make another game object. Let's go back. We're gonna call it game bounds. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Actually, yeah, let's call this one game bounds top. Box collider 2D. Perfect. Change the X. I forget how big this is. I'm gonna just make it humongous. Let's put 500. That's way too big. I'm gonna put 350. Perfect. Then we're gonna lift it up. Now if we move the birdie up here, I want it so that when it gets fully out of screen, honestly maybe a little more, we'll make it when he gets up here. Like, I'm gonna put the bounds right there. So let's do that. So like he can still go off screen, but if he tries to do something crazy, then no, we're not having it. Let's move the bird back to 0, 0. And now we need to add script here. And so for the box collider, for the game bounds top and the game bounds bottom, I'm gonna have them reference the same script because they're doing the same thing. They're just killing the bird when the bird touches it. So we'll call this game bounds script, and we're gonna add that. I really want popcorn right now. Like, I wish I could sit back and watch myself code, like still think in code without actually being here to code, you know? Okay, have it here. It's gonna be the same as the pipe middle strip. We need to make a reference to the logic script through a variable, and that'll go right here. And I'll save this and I'll show them and I'll talk about it. So when I go to game bounds, you see the logic. Ideally, we want to be able to put this logic script into here, but we can't. We can only put game objects into there directly. So what we have to do is we have to go in here. The variable is called logic, so we're making logic equal. Then it's going to look for game object dot find game object with tag logic get component logic script. But I'm going to say Unity, I want this logic manager. I gave it the tag logic. I'm going to say, hey Unity, find the game object with the tag logic and then give me its script. And then now that I did that, I can actually use what's in the script, which is right here. So I can use this function, which is what I want. Another thing we're going to be taking from the pipe middle, we're going to take this. Private void on trigger enter 2D. So what this is, I'm copying that over too. What this is basically when the bird hits that trigger or passes that trigger, what I want it to do. And what this is here is just because I put the bird in layer 3. So I'm saying if what hit it is in layer 3, which is actually important now thinking about it. Because with this, the game bounds thing, what could also hit it is this. Because this also has a collider. If the bird specifically, the bird which is on layer 3, hits it, we're going to do our thing. But what we want actually is logic dot game over. We want to call the game over method. You want to know what the game over method is? We go to our logic script, and that's this thing. It's going to put the game over as true. And then in bird script, this is, if you're even listening at all, this is where you can stop listening. When the bird hits the game over, basically, the bird is dead. Hold up, actually. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think, okay, so the bird dies because the on collision enter thing is here. It calls logic game over from the bird script. Okay, no idea. We're gonna have the game object, but we're not gonna use this script at all. I do want this block though. But for now, on trigger enter, this is on collision enter. This is when the bird hits the pipe. This is when the bird crosses any trigger. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this game bounds a layer. And we're gonna call it game bounds. And this is gonna be layer 6, okay? If collision.gameObject.layer equals 6, because normally it's gonna trigger whenever I go through the pipes as well, because that's also a trigger. Guys, is the debug log gonna say bird hit bounds or not? Stay tuned to find out. We gotta do this fast. I thought I commented out. Wait, what happened actually? So it does in fact die when it goes up there. Oh, I think I know what happened. So you know how I said collision is different from trigger? I haven't checked yet, but my bet is gonna be that game bounds top. Yep, I didn't press is trigger. Which for the top, I guess isn't bad. I mean, for either one, it doesn't really matter. But now on the console, we should see a special message pop up. Bird hit bounds. But actually, now that I think about it, a better way is just to make it a collider. What colliders do is kill a bird. So why go through extra work to kill the bird in a different way? So I think I'm going to make game bounds top just be collider, guys. I said it right here. We went full circle. I mean, it's kind of like a U-turn. Like we went somewhere and you're like, we could have just gone right next to where we started. And then we made a U-turn and went like 2 feet to the right from where we started. I mean, that works. So now I'm just going to I'm going to duplicate game bounds, Control D. I'm going to rename it game bounds bottom. The name really doesn't matter. It's just for reference for me. Yeah, I'm going to move this to the bottom. And now you can see top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. And yeah, I mean, we want this to be there the whole time. So we'll just have it there. But now the moment of truth. The bird dies. The bird dies when you go out of bounds, and you cannot bring it back up unless you press play again. We're geniuses, and that's part one of me doing stuff in Unity on my own intuition.